Okay, so we have 2 points of contact here. Dang, it looks really nice. I just want to take that break for the sell side. If we can get a retest or something, that'd be solid. Here's that trend line we drew out earlier, and it's looking like that. I really would like to try the sell orders on it. I don't know how much that's going to cost. So I'm going to press that sell button if we can get it at the trend and see it kick us back down. It's not loading for some reason. Stops will be, unfortunately, above the wick is like 210. And I don't know how many times they're going to want to touch this wick. We're going to keep it one contract size. I don't want to average in. We don't really have like too much confluence on it, but we do have the nice base there. I can't tell you how many times this 15-minute candle is going to try to touch this base over and over again. But we're running away from those areas, and our one contract can be a warrior and send us all the way down for like a $800 gain at the price target that we want to see. Let's see it hold these parameters, and we could potentially get 800 under the belt. We'll move stops into profit after we escape this area. Otherwise, we'll probably have to just break even the trade because it can still have the capabilities of reaching this high. Move the stops in. That's a 115 guarantee. Like I said, they could try to reach back up, but ideally we don't want them to, because if they do, the trade gets dangerous. So now we're getting line of symmetry, power 3. So 1 and 2. We want to see that guy close under, not be able to get above, and get our take profit at 21,701. Let's bring stops back to the retest area of 717 and stay protected. We don't want any crazy impulses. They chose to skip our take profit because I put the line there. All right, there we go. $800 out the trade. 800 bones, one contract. That would have been like 8 bands. Looks like it's getting pretty far. Making some nice leaps. Hey, there's the first touch attempt. Don't want that thing coming to fly back. I'll go to the 15 to give us more candles. But just a continuation trade. If we don't get it to continue, then we're going to want stops. Say for now, stops at 358. It's very likely that we get stopped if we don't hold that trend. And if we do, we might have a good entry to average into. We'll see. All right, yeah. So we're out there, 150. Cool attempt. This is an inverted chart, by the way. Back up, close. Here's another retest on it. Probably put the short as a limit now. I guess it would have just put us in. Put the short as like a 21,351. And then don't want to give too much money back in this area, but stops in the same spot. It's tested a few times, once, twice. So if we can get some motion out of it, if not, it's going to pop all the way to 367. Well, I like the short side of it on the inverted scale. Looked pretty solid. Very large runoff. And then we had a retest, which looked cool, but this one just closed inside. So could be a sweep. So we really can't be bullish until we actually break under this trend lines here, make some new lows. But if it does keep retesting this, and of course it would have to come down for this, and I think that's like a couple $100 to gain. And I'll give the short side one more try above this high. So if it wants to hold, it would need, we got one dip under, another dip under. So we need to just keep the retests on it and then potentially see higher prices. While it's under that trend line, it could always close under, retest, and then impulse back for the stops. So that'll put us at like a $500 loss on the charts here. Yeah, that was a big fast impulse there. Not bad, worth the shot. Because if today is going to be that sell-off for the VIX, then would have blasted way past this the other way, same position. Getting 3 highs here. They're getting really close to each other. And then we're getting a base. Every single one of those highs seem to have came back to 21,200. So that would usually be our nuke, but this is inverted, so that'd be a bullish nuke. But we can see it, if they give us the opportunity, fail the nuke and get the retest. I think that would be a pretty nice articulated trade there. If this breaks this high, then that's going to disregard what we had going on. We would have had to just vault impulsively, which is against the rules for our nuke because we know that shit goes even though today's just flooded down back to back. We probably could throw the trend line in between this though. So in the off chance that we don't reach the base, we swept once, swept twice, 3 times here. So if we do break above with some momentum, probably take the breakout trade for it. All right, that's the retest. If we get to the base, we need to see that push for the buy side. If we don't, down to take shorts above 21,184. Not super convincing action, but if we did go for it, our sell orders, they would liquidate 204. That'll be a $300 loss, and they can do that relatively fast. So we would want to keep that there, and hopefully they give us a chance to put in a better stop loss. So if you can't take that on your account, wait for confirmations because we're technically under. We should technically be cutting, but if we close above again, we can add another contract, close above again, add another contract, and then we can move our stops up if we close above. So we didn't close above. So we can keep this short, just take the $100. That way we don't get an impulse candle back to the nuke base. And then we'll take shorts up at the same level all over again. Just go for shorts here. So that impulse was definitely bound to happen at this point. They should have ran already and didn't. Here's our nuke base. I think they liquidated new price now. Yeah, they did. So we know this is for the buy side. It should go all the way down to 21,229. And then we're waiting for the retest. All right, guess we're going to have to go for that breakout attempt. This is the same area we got in last time. To be in the least amount of drawdown, you want your average to be 195 or under. And then we want to just get in shorts anytime we get back above our trend line here. If we can't get back above, we know that's a retest, which means it could send it flying the other way. Go back above again, no close. So then it can send it flying the other way all over again. So let's just put this in for a max loss because impulses are insane. I'm going to put a sell stop up here. I'll let it fill me if it touches 183. If it doesn't, then that means they're just never getting above that trend line and we'll come flying back to the nuke base all over again. That looks like another sell opportunity there. Just tapped us in for an extra contract. But now our risk is a lot more. Just trying to rush and run right now. It's not doing it. So I'd say we can move stops up. Just keep creeping them. That way we don't lose too much. That's 5. Let's bring the stops up now. We're up a band. 1,400, 1,500. All right, $2,000 in 2 minutes. We cannot complain. Take that off the table. Nice risk management. 500 turns to 2 bands. Dig take that. We're looking for 21,330, but I mean, past that point, we're above session highs. So potentially, if we get a buy order in here, we can hold it all day, breaking above 21,330 at least. So the closer we can get it to 21,276, the better, because then that'll have less interactions towards the downside, like impulsive moves that can scare you out of the trade. Oh, that right there. Damn, that would have been sick, bro. They like wick down the 21,276. Yeah, we want to avoid shit like that. So the closer we got it to the level, the better it would have been. Was that 10 a.m. on the dot? Oh, is that like a red folder, maybe? Some news? That was a shitty ass fill. It would have been cool to actually get the entry where I press the button at, but we'll just sit on one contract and see if we get any other opportunities. We got to watch this now because the news just basically tap liquidity on 2 ends, which means market can just try to die down until it interacts with the level all over again. So got to be careful about that guy. Seems like we tested 292 a few times now. So that means it's going to have to go way lower. So I'll put a stop depending on the interaction of it. All right, here we go. So I'll put a stop under candle body there. That's a retest once and twice. If we don't get this buy position to take place on it, then volatility could potentially die down to 276 again, and we'll just try to get a better entry that way. So there it is. So you can see the news that took place really quick. It took the liquidity from above this high, and then it basically swept out the order block and got the retest of 276, which is what we were looking for, but the news did it almost instantly. And now we're stuck inside of news price. So we're going to want to stick to getting the lower end of news price if we want to stay protected on the positions. All right, I'm going to try to break out of this 78 level here. Now that we're on it, I'm treating that 78 level like a sweep. So we got one sweep, two sweep. We got the reach back to 276 again. And here's our sweep again. So ideally, we know we can go parabolic above a 78. So as long as we hold it, and we could potentially see 21,330, that would be pretty solid. So it seems like we failed. And then we have our rejections that take place. And we're inside of the order block right now. So sold off pretty swiftly. But we'll have to put shorts under this candle body as soon as it closes. That'll be like 21,285s. All right, so candle stops under 21,285. And then if we get above the 78 again, then we can go for another buy. Otherwise, if you need to get out, just take your loss right now. It's only down 80. Confirmations would be close above our 78. Without that, we're coming right back down again. We know 78s fail. So here's another buy order here. If we can actually get the breakout, that'd be pretty nice. Why is this shit not letting me cancel my order? No. 15, 1 minute. All right, I'm putting the stops in now. 21,300. So either we get that blast off ASAP or just stop me out of the trade. And if we get the wick out and run, then tough. But I'd rather not get like a 78 dump on the trade right now. So we just got stopped out. So it's failing that 78 a few times now. I'm not sure how much we lost on that, but here's the next sweep opportunity right here, right now. Back above the 78 all over again. So this is the impulse we were looking for. And we need that 21,330. So not bad. Small loss on the risk management, and then make it back right here with just one contract. And we're above all the highs now. Do we actually keep running is the real billion-dollar question here, because this is the full retracement, and the 78's like way up there. Order block is up here as well. And we have yet to touch that. And I believe that would be a really good target. So I'd say target's at 343, 21,343. If you got the risk on the table. If not, just take your profits and leave with the win. We made like 2 bands yesterday. So if they don't want people involved in the breakout, they'll come back, touch the black line. You want to be safe about it. Usually safes gets me stopped out, but stops at 322. And the reason being is because we have the draw on liquidity from this wick, and we have the flat candle base. If they close under this candle, they'll be dead. They'll impulse, grab, get back above, and that'll be 2 sweeps again, and then that will give us the run. So we could potentially get back into the trade on the second sweep. But if they don't get us at all, then we should be solid. So we're under the trend line with a retest here. Close under, retest, that'll be the wick down. So we got stopped out of the trade. Let's put buys back at 328. I'm down to buy that breakout. Well, they just put me into that trade now all over again. But we're safer now because we did the sweep. So stop losses can go under the sweep now with confidence. Because if we grab those stops, then we're probably not going to run. Ideally, we want that order block anyway, though. So I don't see why they would shoot it down prior to. That'd be some funny business. But I don't see why they don't give us this order block, though. It's literally the only thing in the way on the 15. Like, I'm just not in about to look at shit else. We'll use this line of symmetry. I think that'll help gauge price a bit. There we go. We got retests on the line of symmetry. Our stops are in a pretty good spot. The entry's solid. I think we're safe to break even the stop losses for a free trade. And we did touch the order block, so technically price target is here. I'd rather get the 350 though. In a perfect world, we get that guy. Hey, we live in a perfect world. All right, so let's take that. That's a full $1,000 trade. And technically, bro, this shit could run all day, but I'll take the wins as they come. So we tried one entry. I think we got stopped out like on 2 separate occasions, but it was rightfully so. We had a lot of shit going on there. And that's where we got mostly inched out of a lot of our positions. But nonetheless, we're able to get in some decent entries. First trade ran off for like a high of $700, and then the reach back got us back into the play for an extra $400. So not bad, and good risk management. I think most of our losses from today were about $200-300. That 1 minute wicked up twice. Couldn't close above just yet. Retesting the trend line there. I think after that retest, I can leave a limit order above the wick here at 358. And if it ever comes back, then maybe we can get slapped in for a buy. Otherwise, we wait for another setup. It looks like a flat new top here as well. They just tapped us in. Hopefully they don't do the fucking tap and bust down. We don't want to hold that too crazy. So once we get that $300 loss, just take that out. Because if we come flying down, then we can potentially touch lower lows. So we don't want that involved. Market open low is 330. That's here. So we're literally our average is just above that high now. Yeah, and they just keep fishing for drops. So we probably got way too high. Well, we did get way too high of a buy, but probably should aim to try to get a lower average. So wherever we get stopped out should potentially be where we actually buy if we want to be in a better position. So I'll give her a go on that. Try to take the idea of like where I get stopped out, I should be pressing the buy button at. Maybe that'll help the psychology a little more. Very nice. That did help a lot. All right. And then the highest price we want to see is a breakout of 21,373. Line of symmetries here as well. I say targets to that. Not sure how many times we reach back for it, but we'll use this trend line as a gauge. As long as we keep our average low, then we should be okay. We liquidated the tops there. And if I look at the 5 minute, I mean, unless we get any crazy anomalies, we had a very flat top here at I believe this is this Tokyo or is this last market hours? Yeah, that's last market. That's the 78 of that huge recovery that we were looking for. So if the market's ready for recoveries, we should see 21,446 today, but I don't know how much garbage they want to put us through before seeing that take place. On the 5 minute here, we're stuck in what looks like this range, and our entry's literally at the midpoint of that experience. So this is where we again put our stop loss that last time. So we came from new highs this time, so we can potentially see a way bigger drop. So be careful. We'll probably have to put our stops in on the candle bodies if they give us a close. All right, cool. So we just wicked the price point now. So stops at the candle bodies, and then we don't want to see it come back to our levels. So shit. So I'll say 342 stops, 21,342. Under that, we could probably see a pretty crazy dump. So I'll just put that hard stop in, about like $80. We're under the 930 experience here. So we did have a pretty nice run, but just didn't break out for our 5 minute chart as we were looking at. And then our lowest 930 prices is here. So we'll see how they treat this new discount area. Pretty wild price action right out the gate. I'll try the shorts because it's so quick, and I'll put buys right under this wicks here. Okay, fuck me then. Went pretty fast. So we got the close under it. That would be the retest for buys to keep running. We'll see if it works out. It should happen quick as hell. We have this trend line we can use there. That's two buy positions that could take place. So if they don't run it, then we'll get a recovery back to 21,035. Down to try the shorts again. Stops back under 85 here. I think that'd be like a 250 loss. And if we get stopped out on this one, then that puts us in the framework that we should probably start looking for the ambitious buyers. If we don't close back under, then just can't go for buys. Then that was really nice. Broke, retested, tried to run, just didn't and couldn't. And we're back above the short positions right now. So shorts are looking better on the map again. I'll try it out. Stops gotta go at the bottom of the range all over again. And we'll short if they break above all over again through the trend line. Otherwise, this is going to be their breakout opportunity. They tried to run it once, twice, three times. They retested it plenty of times. Here's the dealer's range that they should be able to press the buy button from. So we'll get a pretty nice blast off for the buy side here. So here's that. This is about to take a pretty nice blast off at this point because they failed to fall on multiple occasions for the nuke. Top, top, top. These are lower highs, getting lower and lower every time. And you can see failed, 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 failed. Trend line, still not getting the impulse for the sell side. We've been selling pretty easily the whole day. So these are plenty of opportunities for sell-offs to happen, and they're not taking place. Yeah, they were chopping the fuck out of this thing. So you can see here, close under, swept under, swept again, swept again, swept again. A lot of signals to tell us to sell off. And we tried shorts like literally on every sweep. All right, cool. Can we get oh damn, you're gonna fill me mad high, huh? So had a lot of sell-off failures take place. So that'll be my last attempt in this area. And then technically next price target should be 21,166. And we'll use whatever line of symmetry they just gave us to hold that trade. Stops under 126, one contract, full ban. That's a 10K trade. And we're close to TP. We have a small OB right here that can push us down. So we're probably best to take profit in that guy there. So moving stops closer, 144. That was a nice trail. That's the price target 1 and 2. So order block could have sent us down, but ideally 2166 target. We should have saw this on the sell side here plenty of times, especially with the sentiment of the day. All this garbage here. That was easily another opportunity to just take that next leg down. That's why I was fighting for it so hard, because it would have been nice to get like 2-3 contracts, easily like 3 to 4 bands. But since we took so many losses, all we could do was take one contract here. But at least it traveled far enough, quick enough to recover more than likely what we just gave away in that experience there. So we might be able to slide back and target the trend that we originally had. So if we look at the 15-minute trend line here, take this line of symmetry all the way through. This is where the trend rejected. So if we can get the changing characteristics here, get back above this trend, that could be a really good looking day. That would be our daily high to target there. So any pullbacks to 553 could be really fire. I mean, unless they just do a full-fledged run all the way to 664, that'd be pretty annoying. But we just got close of a new high. So whatever pullback comes through would have to be that. We'll have a trend line like this. Ideally, we'd want to buy the 553s, 543s. In a perfect world, that would be it. That was really close, but it didn't really tap. I'll try a one banger on that. See if we get a break above the trend line there. We still got 2 dips so usually you get 1 dip, maybe a retest, another dip, but I think entry is pretty solid. It'd be cool to get multiple contracts on this picture, but I'm not sure how steep they want to take the sell-offs. There's a retest for an extra contract, but the way they failed, we're getting those lower highs. So we're gonna have candle body like this little X pattern. If they're going for stops, it'll be like 562. That looks averageable. We need candles close above. Otherwise, we need another sweep. So one more rush down to like 570s, literally where our entry is. Could be a dope averaging point. I'll say that's good. If they come back this time, they're going to go under our position for like 564s. So be careful, manage your account properly. So there's 564s. That means they're probably tapping 553s. There's 553s. From here, it gets dangerous. They just retested. So now they created a nice nuke base. They can drop that as deep as they'd like, as low as 20,532. Obviously, we don't want to see that take place, but so we'll hold on to this and just buy another. It's going to take 4 minutes for a closure. Yeah, so they're going to play with this area for a little bit. So we're sized down with 3 contracts. The liquidation point, like we said, 533. We don't want to see candles close under it. So our average is a bit high. And there's order blocks that can go as low as like 20,515. But we're looking at like a $5,000 trade if we do get the trend correction. But I don't want to fight for it that heavily. So like I said, just manage the portfolio properly. We're going to get a close of a candle. If the candle closes below 20,547, that's a no-go. So, and we got volatility dying off, so we'll have to put a hard stop in. All right, that should be it for reachbacks. Now we need all green from here. Otherwise, game. So that was an order block. That was the basis here. So without any runs after this, that's a complete stop out. So big risk, big rewards, right? All right, we're back above, and here is more averaging. So we got break, retest. Here's the breakout. If we don't get any follow through, then Friday volatility for you. We'll go for another contract there. And then now we need to see breaks. If not, slide. So we don't want to see any more taps to 534. And then our breakout level 15-minute run. That's 3 grand right there. Targets should be 618 and higher. 628 here. There's an impulse for about 4 G's, 5 G's. Let's lock in 3 contracts there. Sell that off. Keep one. And we'll ride that guy to fucking victory. Dealer's range. That dealer's range is fire. Really nice setup after this daily low reversal. So worth holding on to the positions after the impulse at least. So we got that. Ideally, at this point, it's like a break even stop, but I believe they can come tap the same level a few times. So I'm down to give them like a little $200 worth of room. Other than that, we should see 20,680. That's the highs of the day. If they don't want a daily high, then they'll probably use whatever this daily candle is, which would be the highest point of the day and the lowest point of the day. And they probably won't let it get above the 78, which we already tapped. So that makes sense. Because that'll put the daily candle as a bullish candle. They probably don't want that so early into the market yet, but we'll see. So here comes a fair value tap. So boom, we just tapped the level of entry that we got in originally. So probably get the stop loss at fair value there. And let them keep $200 back from the bands we just made. So we'll move the stops in the break even after this base hit. So obviously we're not supposed to push through it and close any candles. So as long as all those wicks stay there, solid. Otherwise, that close under there could potentially stop us out. If not, we need to run away from it and get back above 20,601. And then we'll be solid again. That's another entry point here, but not going to average in just yet. It doesn't look too hot. So we're closing candles under our level here. They're definitely chopping it up. So if we don't get any more candles to close, stop loss is going to get tapped. All right. Boom, there's new price. Stop loss was right here in the order blocks. So if this candle goes up, stop loss got to go under that candle body, and then that'll be the trade. Candle bodies are locked in now. Max $100 stop loss. Easy date. Did we miss out on like hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars? Yeah, because this is a very large sell-off, but it's all good. We just pressed the wrong buttons. Focusing on what we can articulate is cool. And that's what we're here for right now. So we just got to practice the part of the journey we're on. We're here to execute models and do the risk management, pass some funded accounts. So even if you did make the hundreds of thousands of dollars, you can't even realize it because we don't have the express and the payouts and all that good stuff. So we just got to play where we are right now. So I'm here with you. We're working this out. We're here live every day, Monday through Friday. Sunday, we got the classes running. And then there's one-on-one booking calendars, which I highly recommend we continue to keep the routine up. So other than that, if you guys got questions, we can definitely get into it since we're going to have this weekend popping up on us. And if we don't have any of those, then I'll just check y'all out on Sunday.